So let's look at the evolution of the role of the DSP, right? It's so important that we have DSPs. Without DSPs, we are nothing. Thank goodness for the direct support professional. But back in the day, when people were in institutions and when we were starting up small provider agencies and doing supports, we kind of looked at the DSP and their role as the person in charge, right? The person in control. You're going to tell them what to do. You're going to make sure they do it. We're going to have behavior plans targeting compliance, right? And we're going to be just in charge. And then we kind of took the next step to caregiver. Okay, now you've got to make sure that we take care of people, that their health, as we moved into the community, we had to worry about people's health and people living long because we weren't in institutions where the doctors and nurses were right there. And the role of staff became much more of caregiving, right? Making sure that everything is done and making sure doctor's appointments are met and all these needs are met. Then we evolved into kind of a parental thing, right? I know in many agencies and in many places they had house parents. I don't know. Those of you who are older might remember that. But many of us kind of slipped into a parental role. I've worked many places where the folks being supported would call their staff mom, call the staff dad. I had one guy who used to call me grandma. And that was when I was much younger. I was like, honey, I'm not your grandma. He's like, but you're my grandma. I kept trying to tell him, no, please don't call me grandma. I was younger then. Now I wouldn't mind it. But we kind of slipped into that, like, I'm in charge. I'll watch over you. I've got this. Kind of a combination of controller and caregiver, but with more kindness, right, as we became the house parents. And that wasn't okay. Because people with disabilities are not children. They have dignity. They're adults. They don't need to be parented. They don't need to be treated as a child. We don't need to talk about their age equivalency. Oh, well, he's like a 4-year-old. Oh, he's a 10-year-old. No. He's a 40-year-old. He's a 50-year-old. She's a 60-year-old. They are humans with life experience. They don't need parents. And anyway, we're not their parent. What they need is support. And what they really need is a coach. What does a coach do? A coach will teach you some skills, will cheer you on, will support you. Actually, think about the best coach you ever had. Because we all know there's good coaches and there's bad coaches, right? So think about a good coach. And if you've had a good coach, what did that good coach do? Did that good coach get out there on the field and play for you? No. Did they threaten you if you didn't play well? No. Did they berate you? No. Did they encourage you? Yep. Did they teach you some skills? Yeah. Did they kind of give you some feedback when you needed it? Most certainly. And you grew because of that, right? So a coach is someone that can empower you and support you and give you that boost. Let's be relationship coaches. How about saying to somebody, hey, I know you like that woman at the day program. Why don't we invite her over for dinner? Here, let's get her number. Let's invite her Saturday night. What do you want to make? What should we have for dinner? Or how about you're going to the movies? We don't have to go to the movies with people we live with every time. Is there someone else you want to invite? Can we figure this out? Can we figure out mobility training so you guys can go on your own? If you're a coach and if you see yourself as a coach, you're not the end of the road. You're not the one relationship that counts. You're the facilitator of relationships that really count because they don't go away. So relationship coaching, social coaching, that's what the DSP can do. And that will break that loneliness. And that's so critical. And if we think about the healing triangle, that triangle that people need to recover, right? A coach is a safe person because a coach cares and they show that they care. But they're not the only relationship. A coach is a connecting person who helps that person make connections, have relationships that don't go away and that are not paid. And a coach empowers that person because that coach can help that person to have more control in their life, to have more joy in their life, to move their life forward and have a social circle. Or find that one person that makes all the difference. That's what a coach can do. So the coach can be the activator of the triangle on so many levels. And this is what people deserve.